Welcome back, besties. In part 1, we saw how Mary's marriage fell apart when her husband, Park Seo, asked for an open marriage after blaming her for not getting pregnant. Heartbroken, Mary walked away and met Alan Kang, Park Seo's powerful rival. What started as fake dating for revenge quickly became something deeper. And now, secrets are about to come to light. Revenge is about to get more dangerous, and Mary is about to find out that the biggest betrayal of all has been hidden from her all along. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Let's go! Over the next 3 weeks, Mary's life transformed completely. She threw herself into work at Kang Industries, and her team stopped seeing her as a trophy hire and started seeing her as someone who actually knew what she was doing. The Riverside development branding she'd created got approved by investors, and Alan gave her an even bigger project, rebranding the entire Kang Industries corporate identity. She moved through Seoul with confidence now. Designer clothes that Alan insisted on buying her. Expensive dinners at restaurants where people recognized her as Alan Kang's girlfriend. Charity events where photographers shouted her name alongside his. And everywhere they went, people whispered, "That's Park Seo, Park's ex-wife, isn't it? She's with Alan Kang now? That's bold." She looks completely different. Happy. Park Seo must be losing his mind. They were right. Park Seo was losing his mind. He called Mary's new work number, she blocked his personal calls, and left increasingly desperate voicemails. "Mary, we need to talk. This thing with Kang needs to stop. You're embarrassing both of us. My mother is having a breakdown because of you. Can you at least call her? The investors are asking questions. They think there's a conflict of interest. You're hurting my business. I know I made mistakes, but this is too far. End it with Kang and come home. We can fix this." Mary deleted every message without listening to them fully. She didn't care anymore. Min Seo was another story. The secretary had been so confident at first, smug about winning Park Seo, about moving into Mary's home, about being the woman who'd give him a child. But 3 weeks later, she still wasn't pregnant. Mary knew this because Park Seo's assistant, a woman named Sun Hee who'd always been kind to Mary, started texting her updates. Min Seo took another pregnancy test today. Negative. She cried in the bathroom for 20 minutes. Then another the next day. Park Seo's getting frustrated. He keeps asking why it's taking so long. Min Seo is terrified she'll end up like you, replaced when she can't deliver. And another. They're fighting now. Park Seo accused her of lying about being fertile. She accused him of being obsessed with you. Mary should have felt satisfaction. Instead, she felt nothing. Park Seo and Min Seo's problems weren't her concern anymore. But Alan's business warfare with Park Seo? That was escalating beautifully. Every deal Park Seo wanted, Alan got. Every investor Park Seo courted, Alan charmed away. Every property Park Seo tried to develop, Alan outbid. It was systematic, ruthless, devastating. And Park Seo knew exactly why it was happening. "He's using you," Park Seo screamed at Mary one day when he ambushed her outside Kang Industries. "Kang doesn't care about you. He's just using you to destroy my business. Can't you see that?" Mary looked at her ex-husband, hair disheveled, eyes wild, suit wrinkled like he'd slept in it. He looked pathetic. "Even if that were true," Mary said calmly, "being used by Alan is still better than being married to you. At least he treats me like I matter." "You're making a mistake."
No.
"Marrying you was the mistake. This is me fixing it." She walked away and Park Seo didn't follow. Couldn't follow because Alan had appeared, his presence alone enough to make Park Seo back down. "Problem?" Alan asked, his voice dangerously quiet. "No problem," Mary said. "Just taking out the trash." Alan's hand settled on her back, warm and possessive, and they walked into the building together, while Park Seo watched with impotent rage. That night, Alan took Mary to his actual home for the first time. Not the penthouse he'd lent her, his personal residence. It was a traditional Hanok house in Bukshan, modernized inside but maintaining the classic Korean architecture outside. Private, secluded, beautiful. "This is where you live?" Mary asked, looking around at the minimalist interior, the expensive art, the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a private garden. "This is home," Alan confirmed. "I wanted to show you. Wanted you to see the real me, not just the business persona." They had dinner that his housekeeper had prepared, traditional Korean food that was incredible. They drank wine, talked about work, about life, about everything and nothing. And then Alan said something that changed everything. "I need to tell you something. About Park Seo." Mary set down her wine glass. "What about him?" "I had my people dig into his medical records. I know that's invasive, but I needed leverage, and I wanted to understand why he was so obsessed with having a child when you'd been trying for 3 years without success." Mary's stomach tightened. "What did you find?" "Park Seo has a genetic condition." He started, trying to assess what her reaction would be. "Well, he has low sperm motility. It's been diagnosed since he was 28, 2 years before he met you. His doctors told him he'd likely never father children naturally. The odds are less than 3% without significant intervention." The words hit Mary like a physical blow. "What?" Alan nodded. He knew. "Before he married you. Before you spent 3 years thinking your body was broken. Before his mother spent 3 years telling you that you were defective. He knew the entire time that he was the problem, not you." Mary couldn't breathe. "That's not possible. The doctors tested us both. They said we were fine. His mother paid them to lie. I have the bank transfers. She bribed the fertility specialist to tell you the problem was unexplained, that it was bad luck, anything except the truth, that her precious son couldn't father children." Rage exploded through Mary's chest. Hot, blinding, all-consuming. 3 years. 3 years of thinking she was broken. 3 years of hormone shots and invasive procedures and monthly heartbreak. 3 years of Park Seo's family treating her like she was defective. And it was Park Seo all along. "That's why he wanted the open marriage," Mary said, her voice shaking. "Not just to cheat. He wanted Min Seo to have a baby, so he could claim it was his. So no one would ever know he was infertile." "Exactly. But Min Seo's not getting pregnant either, because the problem is Park Seo, not the women he sleeps with. And he's too arrogant to admit it." Mary stood up, pacing, her hands shaking with fury. "I need to tell people. I need everyone to know what he did." "Oh, you will." His voice shot up. "But strategically. We don't just expose him. We destroy him. Completely. In a way he can't recover from." Alan stood, moved toward her. "Mary, look at me." She did. "I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But you need to channel that anger into something productive. We use this information to end him. His business. His reputation. Everything. And then you walk away free, with your dignity intact and his world in ashes." "Okay." Mary took a shaky breath. "Okay. Good. Because I have a plan." The plan was brilliant. Alan had connections everywhere, including at Seoul's largest fertility clinic. He arranged for Mary to get tested. Comprehensive screening. Everything. The results came back 2 weeks later. Mary was perfectly fertile. No issues whatsoever. The doctors confirmed she could conceive naturally, without any problems. Alan had the medical report sealed and certified by 3 independent specialists. Then he leaked it. Not to the press directly. That would be too obvious. Instead, he let it slip during a private investor dinner. Mentioned casually that his girlfriend had recently gotten medical confirmation that she was perfectly healthy and capable of having children. The implication was clear. The problem had always been Park Seo. The rumor spread like wildfire through Seoul's business community. Within days, everyone was talking about it. "Did you hear? Park Seo, Park's ex-wife, is fertile." So the problem was Park Seo all along. His mother blamed that poor woman for 3 years when it was her son's fault. No wonder he wanted an open marriage. He needed someone else to give him a child because he can't. And Min Seo still isn't pregnant after 2 months of trying. Poor girl probably thinks she's defective when really she's just with the wrong man. Park Seo's business suffered immediately. Investors started pulling out. Traditional Korean families didn't want to partner with a man who couldn't produce heirs. It was old-fashioned and sexist and completely devastating. His mother called Mary 17 times in one day, screaming about family honor and demanding Mary retract the lies. Mary blocked her. Park Seo showed up at Kang Industries again, this time completely unhinged. Security stopped him at the lobby, but Mary could hear him screaming from the elevator. "Mary, you're destroying my life. Is this what you wanted?" Alan appeared at her office door. "Do you want me to handle this?" "No," Mary said, surprising herself. "I'll handle it." She went down to the lobby, where Park Seo was being restrained by security, his face red, his eyes wild. "You wanted to talk?" Mary said coldly. "Talk. You told everyone I'm infertile. I didn't tell anyone anything. I got tested to confirm I'm healthy. The conclusions people drew from that are their own. You know what you did." Tears were starting to fall. "You destroyed my reputation. My business is falling apart. My mother won't speak to me. My investors think I'm damaged goods." "Good." Mary snorted. "Now you know how I felt for 3 years while you and your mother convinced me I was broken. While you cheated on me and blamed it on my inability to have children. While you manipulated me into an open marriage so you could legitimize your affair without admitting you were the infertile one all along." Park Seo's face crumbled.
I'm sorry.
"Okay?
I'm sorry.
I made mistakes. But this, Mary, this is too far.
Please.
I'm begging you. Call off Kang. Tell people you were wrong.
Something.
Anything."
No.
"Mary, you took 3 years of my life. You made me hate myself. You threw me away like garbage the moment I agreed to your sick plan. And now you're upset that there are consequences." Mary stepped closer. "This is what you deserve, Park Seo. All of it. And I'm going to watch you lose everything the way I did. The way you made me feel. I loved you. You loved what I could do for you. There's a difference. And now that I can't do anything for you, you don't get to pretend you care." Mary turned to security. "He's not allowed in this building again. Ever. If he shows up, call the police." She walked away, leaving Park Seo screaming her name. And she didn't look back. That night, Alan took her to the Han River. They sat on a bench, watching the lights reflect on the water, not talking. Finally, Alan spoke. "How do you feel?" "Powerful. Angry. All of it at once." Mary leaned against his shoulder, and he wrapped his arm around her. "Thank you. For helping me. For showing me I wasn't broken. You were never broken. Just married to the wrong man." They sat in comfortable silence for a while. Then Mary felt it. A wave of nausea that came out of nowhere, sudden and overwhelming. She pulled away from Alan, her hand flying to her mouth. "I think I'm going to be sick."
What?
"Are you okay?" Mary stood, moved away from the bench, and tried to breathe through the nausea. It passed after a minute, leaving her shaky and confused. "Sorry," she said. "I don't know what that was. Maybe bad food." But even as she said it, a thought occurred to her.
Nausea.
Exhaustion. Her period was late, had been for 2 weeks, but she'd been so busy with work and Park Seo's drama that she hadn't noticed. No, it couldn't be. Could it? "Alan," she said slowly. "When was the last time did we?" Alan's expression shifted, understanding dawning. 3 weeks ago, after the investor dinner. We'd had too much wine and we didn't use protection, Mary finished. They stared at each other. "You don't think," Alan started. "I need to take a test." They went to a pharmacy, bought 3 different pregnancy tests, went back to Mary's penthouse. Mary locked herself in the bathroom, her hands shaking as she took all 3 tests. Then she waited. 3 minutes felt like 3 hours. When she looked down at the tests, all 3 showed the same result. Positive. 2 pink lines.
Pregnant.
Mary's legs gave out, and she sat on the bathroom floor, staring at the tests, her mind completely blank. There was a knock on the door. "Mary? What does it say?" She opened the door. Alan saw her face, saw the tests in her hand, and went very still. "I'm pregnant," Mary whispered. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Then Alan knelt in front of her, his hands framing her face. "Is it mine?" "Yes," She bit her lips nervously. Park Seo and we haven't been together in months. Before the open marriage even. It's yours. Alan closed his eyes, and when he opened them, Mary saw something she'd never seen before.
Fear.
I know this is. We didn't plan this. I don't expect anything from you, Mary said quickly. This fake relationship, it was never supposed to be real. I don't want you to feel trapped.
Mary.
Stop talking. She stopped. Alan's hands were still on her face, his eyes searching hers. This thing between us. It stopped being fake for me weeks ago. Maybe it was never really fake. I don't know. But I know this. I'm in love with you.
Completely.
Terrifyingly. And if you're pregnant with my child, that's not a trap. It's a gift. Mary's eyes filled with tears. Alan, I know it's fast. I know this is complicated. I know you're still healing from what Park Seo did. But I need you to know, I want this.
I want you.
And I want this baby. If you do. I don't know what I want, Mary admitted.
I'm scared.
I spent 3 years trying to get pregnant and failing, and now that I am, it's with someone I've known for a month in a relationship that started as revenge. Then let's make it real. Not fake. Not revenge.
Real.
You and me and this baby. A real family. If you want that. Mary looked at him. This man who'd appeared in her life at her lowest point. Who'd helped her find her strength again. Who'd shown her she was valuable when everyone else treated her like she was worthless. I want that, she whispered.
I'm terrified.
But I want that. Alan kissed her. Not the polite, chaste kiss of a fake boyfriend. The desperate, hungry kiss of a man who'd been holding back for weeks and finally didn't have to. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Alan pressed his forehead to hers. We're doing this, he said. For real this time. For real, Mary agreed. And for the first time in 3 years, she felt genuinely, completely happy. The next morning, Mary woke up in Alan's arms in his Hannock house. They'd driven there after the pregnancy test, talking until dawn about what this meant, what they wanted, how they'd handle it. Alan wanted to tell everyone immediately. Mary wanted to wait until the first trimester was over. Too many things could go wrong, and she couldn't handle the public scrutiny if something did. They compromised. They'd wait 8 weeks, then announce both the pregnancy and their real relationship. But first, Mary needed to do something. She needed to divorce Park Seo. I want it done before we tell anyone, she told Alan over breakfast. I don't want him claiming the baby is his. I don't want any connection to him anymore. Agreed. I'll have my lawyers draw up papers. The divorce will cite irreconcilable differences and his affair with Min Seo. You'll get a clean break. No alimony either way, just a dissolution. He'll fight it. Let him try. We have documentation of his affair. Photos of him and Min Seo together. His own text messages admitting to the open marriage. And Alan smiled grimly. We have his mother's bribe to the fertility doctors. If he fights the divorce, we release that publicly. Criminal charges for medical fraud. His mother could go to prison. You're scary when you're strategic, Mary said.
I'm motivated.
No one hurts you and gets away with it. The divorce papers were served to Park Seo that afternoon. He called Mary immediately, hysterical. You can't divorce me. We're still in an open marriage. You agreed. I agreed because you manipulated me. The marriage is over. Park Seo. Sign the papers. I won't. I'll fight this. I'll make it so ugly you'll regret. Then I'll release the evidence that your mother bribed fertility doctors to lie to me for 3 years. Medical fraud. That's a criminal charge, Park Seo. Your mother could go to prison. Your family's reputation would be destroyed. Is that what you want? Silence on the other end. You wouldn't, Park Seo said, but he sounded uncertain. Try me. Sign the papers, or I bury your entire family. Park Seo was quiet for a long moment. Then, if I sign, you don't release the evidence? If you sign and leave me alone forever, the evidence stays private. You get to keep your secrets.
But you lose me. Permanently.
No contact. No claims. Nothing. And if I don't sign, then I destroy you the way you destroyed me. Your choice. Park Seo hung up. 3 days later, the signed divorce papers arrived at Alan's office. Park Seo had given up. Finally, Mary Davis was free. Before we continue, besties, I want to know, would you ever agree to an open marriage to save your relationship? Drop a comment and let me know. 8 weeks later, Mary stood in front of a mirror in the most beautiful dress she'd ever worn. Not white. She'd worn white for Park Seo, and that had been a lie. This dress was champagne gold, flowing and elegant, showing the small bump of her 12-week pregnancy. "You look like a queen," Alan's sister said from behind her. Minji had flown in from London for the wedding, and she and Mary had bonded immediately. "I feel like I'm dreaming," Mary admitted. "You're not. This is real. My brother is head over heels in love with you, and you're about to marry him. This is your happy ending." The wedding was small, just family and close friends. No press.
No spectacle.
Just Mary and Alan and the people who mattered. Alan waited for her at the end of the aisle, wearing a traditional Korean hanbok in black and gold. He looked like a prince from a drama. When Mary reached him, his eyes were wet. "You're beautiful," he whispered. "You're not so bad yourself." They exchanged vows. Not traditional ones, but words they'd written themselves. Alan's, "I promise to see you. Always.
To value you.
To remind you every day that you're powerful and brilliant and worthy of everything good in this world. To love you and our child with everything I have. To build a life with you that's based on truth instead of lies. You saved me as much as I saved you. And I will spend the rest of my life proving that you made the right choice. Mary's, I promise to trust you, even when it's scary. To be your partner, not your possession. To build a family with you based on love instead of obligation. You showed me I was strong when I'd forgotten. You gave me back my power when I thought it was gone forever. You loved me when I was broken and stayed when I healed. I choose you every day for the rest of my life." They kissed as husband and wife. And in the front row, Mary saw Park Seo's mother, who'd somehow gotten in. Hyejin was crying. Not happy tears. Tears of rage and loss. Because her son had lost everything.
His wife.
His business. His reputation. And now Mary was marrying his biggest enemy and carrying Alan Kang's child. The ultimate revenge. Mary caught her eye and smiled. Then turned away. Because Park Seo's mother didn't matter anymore. None of them did. Mary had won.
Completely.
Finally. Forever. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is actually the universe pushing you towards something better. The end, or maybe not. If you love this story and you're not ready to leave Mary and Alan just yet, there are exclusive bonus chapters waiting for you. Plus the uncut scenes that couldn't be posted here on YouTube, extra married life moments, and the full ebook version you can read anytime. Check the pinned comment for access. You're definitely going to love it. Thank you for watching, besties. I'll see you in the next story.